So for this week's quilt story, I have got Sue, who has made this very special quilt that's going off with Alice Caroline's SOS project to Latvia in just a few days.
I probably found out about the project 3 years ago. I did actually say I was going to make a quilt, but it didn't happen. But then last year was the year where I did made the first one. What happened was something motivated me to actually get on and do it. So over the summer holiday, towards the end, my son had become quite ill with quite a rare skin illness, which was fine. He was fine. He was treated. He recovered. But I think at the time it just showed me how you can be, plodding along in life, going your way, and then something suddenly hits you. He just came out of the blue, this thing, and it just made me think, gosh, vulnerable child. I mean, he was 14, but he still was quite vulnerable, and it really made me quite anxious. The anxiety afterwards, thinking, is he going to get this again, and all of those sort of feelings. So I just thought, oh, this is the time to focus on something, to make this quilt, to give it to another child who definitely needs one. This is the quilt I made this year, very much pinks, mauves with a pop of blue in it. Last year, which was the first year I was involved, I made a totally blue quilt, so very boy orientated. So this year I wanted a complete change. I wanted to use up some of the pinks that I had in my stash and put a few plains in with it as well, just to tone it down a bit. I was totally in control of it all this year, whereas last year I made the quilt top and then I cheated a bit because time was getting on a bit, and I took it to a long arm quilter to be professionally quilted, and she did a marvellous job. But this year I managed to do it all myself on my little Jenni sewing machine. If I didn't do my sewing, I don't know what, I'd be going mad. When I had my son, I had to relinquish, for want of a better word, a professional career, which was hard at the time. So, coming to terms with that and picking up on sewing was definitely a step forward. Yeah, I think because you have to focus, you have to concentrate on what you're doing. It just calms you down. As soon as you see the stitches getting embedded in the fabric, you know that you're creating something, and it's just the whole process, really. There's bits and pieces which sometimes don't go right, and you have to use the unpicker. And I could have got myself really quite agitated at that point, but I just thought, no, just slow down, step back, walk away, go and walk around the garden for 5 minutes, come back to it, and you just carry on. I think now I've made one, and obviously once you've made one and you're still able to sew and continue doing it, why would you stop? I do get bouts of anxiety from various triggers, and sewing definitely helps me, calms me down. You lose yourself in it, and at the end of the day, the quilts, they just make you smile, and the whole project is based on that, I think, and you're giving a lot.